on to UCF, where Scott Frost is back where he got his name from. They were coming off a 4-8, 2-7 season with Gus Malzahn before they fired him. They returned 4 starters, 1 on offense, 3 on defense. They returned Nigel Kelly, edge rusher, had 53 total tackles, 23 solos, 5.5 sacks, a pass breakup, and 3 forced fumbles. Malachi Lawrence, an edge rusher, had 15 total tackles, 12 solos, 5 sacks, a pass breakup, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And Brandon Marshall, safety, had 22 total tackles, 17 solos, 3 pass breakups, and an interception. And they lost R.J. Harvey, which was basically the offense last year. Running back who had 232 carries, 1,577 yards, 6.8 a carry, 22 touchdowns, 20 catches for 267 yards, and 3 touchdowns through the air. Currently on the Broncos, Kobe Hudson trying to make the Panthers, who had 47 catches, 770 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Randy Pittman Jr., the tight end, who had 32 catches, 416 yards, 2 touchdowns, transferring to Florida State. Ethan Barr, a linebacker, who had 72 total tackles, 29 solos, 2 pass breakups, a fumble recovery. Zaire Alexander, a linebacker from currently transferred to Washington, who had 68 total tackles, 28 solos, 2 pass breakups. Deshaun Pace, a linebacker, 61 total tackles, 40 solos, pass breakup, and 2 interceptions. Quadric Bullard, a defensive back, who had 61 total tackles, 33 solos, a sack, 2 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. Mac McWilliams, who's currently on the Eagles, trying to make the Eagles. Cornerback, who had 32 total tackles, 25 solos, a sack, 2 pass breakups, an interception, and a forced fumble. And Dylan Dotson, at defensive end, who had 31 total tackles, 19 solos, 4 sacks, a pass breakup, and a forced fumble. They had the 52nd overall recruiting class, 45th in transfers. They bring in Cam Fancher, UCF-type quarterback, to be honest, a guy who's really fast, a really great athlete, decent to okay-ish thrower. Went 126 to 212, 59.4% completion percentage, 1,528 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Had 365 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns to add to that. Coming from FAU, Jaden Bellamy, a transfer cornerback from Syracuse, who had 34 total tackles, 19 solos, 6 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Jaden Nixon, the speedster, who had 143 carries, 919 yards, 6.4 carry, and 12 touchdowns, coming over from Western Michigan. And Chris Dormerkamp, trying to prove that he can do it at the FBS level at Chattanooga, had 36 catches, 640 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We can get into the schedule where they take on Jack State. Start the year, my guys, but I do have UCF winning that game. And I have UCF winning at home against North Carolina A&T. They're winning at home against UNC. That heat might affect UNC a ton. At Kansas State, just to backtrack a little bit, the North Carolina game, they do have Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick struggled against the Dolphins in Miami. UCF, not in Miami, but in Orlando, same state of Florida, same reason. The humidity, the heat, might bode some trouble. At Kansas State, I have it as a loss. At home against Kansas, I have it as a win. On the road against Cincy, I have it as a win. At home against West Virginia, I have it as a loss. On the road against Baylor, I have it as a loss. At home against Houston, I have it as a win. On the road against Texas Tech, I have it as a loss. At home against Oklahoma State, I have it as a win. And on the road against BYU, I have it as a loss. Having UCF go 7-5, 4-5 in conference play, taking the over 5.5 win total for UCF. Now,
thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.